What's up? What's up? What's up, you people of the world? Back again for another slightly unqualified podcast. What is good? What have you guys been up to? We have a new face down low. If you're watching this on Twitch or on YouTube, Andrew couldn't make it today. He had some things going on. He put his 30-day notice in. We might be cutting him loose. No, but we have my homie Brian jumping in to help us out. Brian, what have you been up to, man?
Not much, man. Just chilling, hanging out at the house, getting some stuff done, just playing some video games here and there. Trying to kind of space out my time between Jedi Survivor and playing MLB a lot too. So it's kind of
there you go.
A little trade off.
What about you, Matt? What have you been up to, man? What have you been watching, playing? What have you been watching, doing?
It's been a boring week. Honestly, I'm catching up on WWE stuff. The draft was this week. I'm trying to figure out two things: one, who went where, and then two, what is going to become of certain rivalries and storylines after that. So I'm doing that. Star Wars Day is upon us today, gentlemen. I decided to do nothing to celebrate, nothing, because Star Wars hasn't been special in years. And with Mando letting us
down on it.
And with Mando letting us down, I decided there's no reason why Star Wars should be celebrated right now. Other than that, my tire blew out today.
That sucks.
So, yeah, hence the drainage. But I'm here, so here we go.
Well, don't fall into the dark side, man. You know, lift yourself up. Think about it. Your health is there. Everybody's good. Let's talk about that draft. There's two drafts. One of those drafts, I think you won, Matt, and your team won. We'll get into that a little bit later, but let's talk about that WWE draft. How you feeling about that, Brian? What you got?
Or, yeah, Brian, go ahead.
I didn't know if you. Yeah, go for it.
So I think to kind of go off of it, I think we're gonna see a lot of storylines change, especially the movement. Like, you have people going from Raw to SmackDown, and it's like, how are you going to utilize these things? Not to mention, like, obviously the number one draft picks were big time, you know, so I think it suits best for both shows. They're going to obviously come out and push their show to the highest point with the talent that they have. So I honestly think it's looking good going forward. It's just the shakeup of the storylines is probably kind of the question that I'm going to have as well.
Yeah, I see that. I'm looking at the draft results right now. Kind of interesting. I didn't know Ronda Rousey was still doing the thing. I thought she was done.
No, she is. She was one of the people in WrestleMania this year.
Oh, damn, I didn't even know that. So, Matt, after looking at the draft, who's a big shocker on moving around for you?
So, big shocker for me was two people, actually. So Roman Reigns wasn't the shocker. Roman's number one pick always. He's Roman Reigns. So I'm not shocked there. What I'm shocked is they separated Roman and Cody. That was a shocker. The other thing they did on top of that, which was an even bigger shocker, is they separated Roman and Seth Rollins. So the two guys everyone wants to see take one of those belts from Roman are now not going to be able to, because Roman's belts are secured in SmackDown, and them two are going to be fighting for the heavyweight championship over in Raw. So I don't know what the plan is with that. I didn't see where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got sent to. If they're in SmackDown with the Usos, that's going to be a good rivalry to keep on watching, because I am enjoying that.
Yeah, the Usos are dope, dude. Real dude.
So my theory is, which is a theory I had since WrestleMania ended, was this bloodline storyline cannot end with a person not within the bloodline. So, like, what I mean by that is, like, Cody, as much as everyone loves Cody, he's the face of WWE right now, and you know, Roman's the heel. Cody, there's no scenario where Cody or Seth or anybody pick somebody was going to beat Roman and then the bloodline goes away forever. It's just not, like, it's not good writing. Right, no matter what happens, the bloodline's always going to come back and fight for their titles, unless you break the bloodline up organically. So the organic way for me, the organic way for me would be at some point in the next year and a half, maybe by next year, we see Jey Uso finally make the turn back to a face, and Jey backstabs his family, quote unquote, or separates them, and then that will ensure this whole bloodline thing ends for good, because Jamie's gonna have to pick a side at that point between Jay and Roman, and then Solo's also their brother, so he's gonna pick a side between Roman and them, and that's the only organic way to break it up without there being a threat and coming back, right? If Sammy and Kevin beat them, which they did, all they're doing is keeping this going. Like the bloodline's still coming after them one by one.
Yeah.
If it loses to Cody, the bloodline, if they're not broken up, goes after Cody one by one. So it's just the organic way to do it would be to get Jay to flip sides again, but this time actually beat Roman.
Yeah.
And when he beats Roman, Jay doesn't hold on to it very long either. So when Jay beats Roman for the title, it's a very short stint, and Roman goes to do something else, like title wise. So
yeah, I can see that.
The draft, the way it shook out with Cody and Seth both going to Raw, and then the whole bloodline going to SmackDown, is playing into what I'm saying right now, which is I think they're going to have the organic breakup. I think Sammy's going to be able to pull Jay eventually to the dark side, quote unquote, to the good side, and then I think Jay's that's gonna spiral out the whole bloodline thing. But
for sure,
yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. I'm more interested to see. I don't know why they switched Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. I get it. Bianca started in SmackDown, her first title reign in SmackDown, but like Rhea is very well loved in WWE, especially in SmackDown. I don't know what the thought was behind there. It's another thing they did with a couple years ago. They did Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch when they switched them. They just switched their titles. It's like I don't understand this. So
do you think Triple H is trying to just bring up new people, or do you think he's trying to like bridge more gaps from stories together, or what do you think he's doing?
I think Vince has a heavy hand in what's going on right now. I don't like it. I think Triple H is finishing Vince's vision out for the next couple months, and then after that, taking matters back into his own hands. But with the Rhea Ripley, I don't know. So I think what happens when you have Roman Reigns in SmackDown, that's the biggest draw, right? Like the bloodline and that storyline is the biggest draw in WWE. But I just don't get switching Bianca Belair over, honestly, with Rhea Ripley, unless you're scared that Cody and Seth can't handle Raw, which they're going to be fine. Trust me, those two guys will be more than capable of taking Raw to new heights. I don't see the reason why switching Rhea Ripley over and Bianca Belair. Now, if they switched Bianca over and then Rhea stayed, that would have been very interesting, because then you have two champions fighting for one belt, which would make it great. And they're both faces. As much as Rhea Ripley wants to be a heel, people love her in WWE. So that would be two faces fighting for a title, which hasn't happened in a while on SmackDown. So I just don't know that specifically. I mean, the tag team stuff, Street Profits being the third or fourth pick, something that was insane to me. When guys like Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins are right there. But I'm interested in the NXT people that came up. So Indy Hartwell, she's from NXT. She is a women's champion. She just won the title, so she's ready apparently. There's a guy named Grayson Waller. He's pretty exciting. A couple people out of NXT coming out as well. So, Brian, what do you think about it?
Looks like Backlash is coming around the corner too, huh?
Yeah. Well, the roster changes don't take into effect until after Backlash.
Oh, okay. Bad Bunny's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be on SmackDown this week.
Are they running that?
He's fighting.
Are they running that new belt for Raw?
Not till after Backlash. So, So that was the thing, was wherever Roman goes, the belt goes the other way. So this Undisputed Championship, instead of separating Roman's two titles from him, they decided to make a whole new title, quote unquote. World Heavyweight Champion's been around forever. So that told me two things. One, Roman's holding on to those belts for a while still, at least probably until the end of the year. And then two, I don't know what they're gonna do with Roman. I don't think they know either, because Roman's part-time right now. So they wanted this heavyweight championship to be a full-time belt where it's in contention every week. So Cody and Seth, one of them will win it. I'm sure they'll go to war for that thing, and those two guys going to war for that is going to be peak WWE.
I think it would be fire if they did a three-way match with all three of them. You know what I mean? And they did something where with Cody, Cody, Roman, and what's his name? I can't remember his name right now, but I think they would be dope if they did some kind of thing where if Roman got pinned, he lost one belt. If he got pinned again, he lost the other belt, kind of thing. I think that'd be pretty fun. But
they're keeping his belts wherever he's at.
Yeah, man, that'd be dope, right? All right, so moving on from WWE, because there's a lot of news coming through with Backlash coming right around the corner, but we'll get into that when it happens. Let's jump into some movie news, man, or some. Wait, was it video game? There is. I wanted to bring up the leaked copies of Zelda. Are you guys playing? You have a Switch, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Matt has a Switch. Are you picking up the new Zelda game, Matt? Was it Tears?
No, not.
Yeah, so the game got released about a week ago. Somebody from one of the stores was selling it on Macari for $100. Nintendo is going heavy in the paint after them right now. I thought you guys
actually
heard about
saw
that, right?
On Macari. It was actually on Macari.
Because Nintendo does not mess around about going after people. We know that Nintendo put people in prison for the emulators on the Switch. So I am praying. I hope that guy deletes it and runs, because Nintendo is coming hard in the paint for that gentleman. I can't remember where the article is, but yeah, I was watching it this morning, and I couldn't believe someone was selling a copy a week early on a website that's has your name and your credit card information and everything. That's
your address and whether you're verified too. And that's the other thing.
Stupid.
It's dumb because they released the consoles early, right? Nintendo released the consoles. Those completely sold out. You can't get them anywhere. But the moment that you start getting your hands on hard copy games to essentially sell and ship to people around the United States, Europe, or whatever, I mean, you're in dark waters at that point. Like, as soon as you hashtag Zelda, you're getting cross-referenced and they're going to start looking. And no lie, I'm an avid person, like to get on Macari and look for stuff. That was a top seller.
Yeah.
So
it was crazy. The fact that it came up, I saw that on just regular news that they were talking about it, and I was like, man, that kid, guy, GameStop employee, Best Buy, whoever it is, he is definitely going down. But the powers that be might let him slide, but Nintendo, their record is, or their MO is not letting you go. They go hard in the paint on that. But I digress on that guy. The thing I wanted to bring up, since it's Star Wars Day, or May 4th, is, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but more information has came out about what's it called, Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars movie coming out. I'm pretty sure it's a movie that they're trying to get going. They just can't get it off the ground. They're saying they have a great writer. They're saying they have a great director, but they just cannot get the funding for what they want this movie to be. Have you guys read anything about that? Have any thoughts on this title?
I mean, nothing? At the end of the day, I think to play into it, Star Wars right now as a whole, like, they're talking about, hey, we're going to bring Daisy Ridley back for such and such roles in a future universe. Okay. Then I believe they were talking about bringing other characters from, those movies, and then also kind of pulling off of that and adding little bits and pieces of, information here and there to kind of add to the story. But I think the last time that I checked about anything stars like that, I know that was in pre-production, but somebody just got booted off of their own movie. And I'm not entirely sure what director it was, but he is no longer in the director's seat. Like, they told him to walk. So I don't know if it's in reference to that movie or if it's in reference to another movie, but they're definitely trying to push the Daisy Ridley initiative. So I wonder if that's something that's playing into that they kind of want to go back to that. But there was rumors that they were going to use Helen Mirren as an 80-year-old Daisy Ridley that's training Jedis. So I have no idea. That's
An
I mean,
80-year-old? That's intense.
yeah. So
That's
they're
crazy.
I believe they
I
were
did
saying Helen Mirren.
I did see that that they want to make a Star Wars slash Top Gun movie. I think the idea is great. I just
Yes.
want to make I don't want it to be another puzzle piece trying to make the story
Shit,
of
Star Wars Top Gun.
yeah, Star Wars
What do you
Top
mean
Gun
Top
type,
Gun?
like a Top Gun Maverick movie where it's all based in the cockpit of an X-wing. You know what I mean? Where it's heavily based on just the squadron that. And I also too don't even know what time frame is it taking place during Rogue One? Is it taking place during the Death Star? You know, they don't know. They're not saying anything just yet. But I would love to see uh, a, a, a Star Wars style Top Gun movie where it is heavy in the paint when it comes to flying. I think that would be cool. I just don't want it to be a Mando puzzle piece movie. I want it to be like its own standalone kind of story that maybe has some ties here and there, but I don't want it to be one of those. You know what I mean? I want a new. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just want a new story where I'm not going, oh, this is why that guy's there, and here I want something new. I think maybe that's why they're having a problem with it. I think some of the higher ups are probably going, hey, we need to make money, and some of the diehards are going, hey, we need to make a movie that ties everything together. I think that might be one of the issues that they're running into.
Maybe a Poe Dameron movie prequel, maybe young Poe.
I thought Poe was like a kind of like a spice runner, wasn't he? Wasn't he, Matt?
No. Poe was the he was the pilot.
Yeah. But when they go to that world or whatever that planet.
Oh, he was. Yeah, you know what? You're right. He was a spice runner.
He was trying to.
Poe Dameron film is just going to be Solo all over again.
100%. Solo was trash.
Well, I think they're working on
easy. Wasn't that
bad. Isn't Donald Glover coming back to reprise his role?
Yeah,
I have no idea what he. Yeah, but is it just a Lando movie they're making?
It's going to be a Lando show.
It's supposed to be a Lando show.
That's kind of weird. I don't know, but like I said, I'm down for new content as long as it's not like Mando season 3 where they were just trying to fill in gaps. Like that was killing me, man. But Matt, you got anything that you want to bring up? Any news? Anything new?
Star Wars front?
Yeah, Star Wars or anything in the movies right now while we're on movies.
I mean, Guardians came out today. I'm gonna go see it probably tomorrow, if not Saturday. There is some Fantastic Four stuff going on. I think they have the whole cast down except for one person. But honestly, it's kind of a stale week for news. There was a lot of like what's the word? Backtracking on some stuff that came out last week.
Like what was that?
Like the whole Mila Kunis thing. So Fantastic Four has pretty much been cast from what we're hearing. From my sources tell me, I got sources. So it seems like actually okay. So the set in stone person is Adam Driver. It seems like he's playing Mr. Fantastic. It seems like Margot Robbie's all but finished, and she's gonna be Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Also, Paul Mescal is gonna be Johnny. So those three seem like they're like concrete and like they're that's the three. The weird part / unknown is the Thing currently. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I talked about Mila Kunis being talks for a role with the FF on this podcast, and everyone was pretty confident it was going to be Sue Storm. It makes the most sense, obviously, right? Sue Storm, FF. But then, like randomly, one day, every single insider that I follow on Twitter that's pretty reputable kind of said the same thing, that Mila's not going to be Sue. And then they left it at that for about 2 hours, and then everyone said she's going to be the Thing. And so I was like, okay, well, Mila's going to be the Thing. That's odd. And they said the only criteria Marvel had for the Thing was that the person was Jewish, which makes sense. Mila Kunis is Jewish as well, so it fits the bill. But I don't. That one also hasn't been concrete still. Everything else after that, what happened was all the insiders are saying, well, these three characters right here are all pretty much done, and the new one that was added to the mix was Margot Robbie for Sue Storm. But they said the Thing is still up in the air, so I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know like if Mila's gonna end up being the Thing, or if there's a cast out there for like another Jewish person and she's gonna be that person. I don't know, but if Mila's gonna be the Thing, then everything everything that it seems like they're trying to stick to is just irrelevant now.
Right. So about the Thing, so I read about the Mila thing, but I also did read about Seth Rogen being brought in to possibly fit that role, and that was something that they were doing years ago to kind of get that role sealed and then work around that. I don't know if they kind of push that aside because of, obviously Seth Rogen can keep it together for a PG-13 movie or a PG movie. We've seen it with Mario. So I don't know if the boost of everything from Mario is possibly going to get him that role, but they did say something along the lines that he was going to be in contention.
That would be very weird.
I'll say this: I'd rather have Mila Kunis than Seth.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of feeling that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why, but my curiosity is jumping in and being like, let's check it out. Like let's see what it looks like. So I don't want Seth Rogen at all.
I mean, Mila Kunis thing is.
I want Mila. I could see Mila Kunis maybe, but.
So, what do you mean? The Thing is this brute, strong person, okay? Female or not. I don't care about female or not, okay? The problem is, it's not like it's freaking Gina Carano where she has a deeper voice and can portray that broody masculinity. Even Tatiana Maslany, when she played She-Hulk, when she turned to She-Hulk mode, she had like a deeper tone of her voice where like you felt like she was, and Mila has no range for that in her voice whatsoever. I don't care about it being a girl or not. I care about that part. Tatiana Maslany did a good job in that sense where when she was the Hulk, she sounded like the Hulk. Mila can't do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I would like to see it. That'd be interesting. Maybe I'm just a fan of Mila Kunis because it's Mila Kunis. You know what I mean?
You're not going to see Mila Kunis. You're going to see this big giant rock with the squeaky voice.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to turn Fantastic Four fans like that because it's going to be something new for them that they're not going to be able to transition into.
That's true. Yeah,
at some point, if it ever comes down to the Hulk and Thing fighting like they do in the comics all the time, it's not going to be cool when the Thing's like,
she just
let's do this, Hulk.
That would be funny though. Would you not watch that if there was a scene like Hulk versus Mila Kunis as a Thing? Would you not want to watch that?
I would die from secondhand embarrassment. Damn, that would be embarrassing for the MCU.
Yeah, that would be like the final nail in the coffin for them. I would be like, yo, you guys need to fire whoever is writing this. And yeah.
I think, didn't somebody also get kind of like pegged in there to be the runner-up for Galactus?
Yeah.
Was that out there too?
I put Antonio Banderas.
And Silver Surfer. Yeah, so Antonio Banderas is Galactus.
Yeah, Silver Surfer is taking more time though because they're gonna do it. They want to do a TV show with him.
Silver Surfer is a dope character.
So they're gonna do the Silver Surfer's special presentation. I'm assuming prior. No,
it's gonna be a full-fledged season TV show.
That's dope.
It's not a Werewolf by Night situation or anything like that.
Oh, okay, that would have been cool. I like the Werewolf by Night stuff. I wish they keep going with that, man.
I like the special presentations because I just feel like it gives you that full hour of something. I mean, obviously, it leaves you wanting more, but still,
but
you got room to work.
The Werewolf by Night, those guys are not as in depth as Norrin Radd / Silver Surfer is, and two, who cares? For lack of a better term about those guys, Silver Surfer is someone you needs to be dissected
flushed
from.
Out. Yeah, he's a very.
If you give us an origin of him just for that's a whole first season alone right there, and then you get into like the weeds of his actual like you can everything in his life you can go by chapters, which is him becoming a herald in the first place, him being the herald Galactus wants him to be. That's already 2 seasons right there just in those 2 things. A 3rd season of him changing his mind about how he heralds for Galactus. It's a whole other season right there, which can take place in between the Fantastic Four film. And then you have the post Herald Silver Surfer, which is arguably the best one. Then you have this new one now they have, which is Silver Surfer Black. So there's a lot more they can do. They need it, and they need to take that with him. He's a character that needs that kind of love, especially when you're going to do Adam Warlock the way you're going to do him.
Yeah,
if do Adam Warlock properly, then we need a proper Silver Surfer at least.
I pray that
they connect.
I pray that the Adam Warlock situation is held down very strong because, again, we're introducing a character who is very, very important to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And
he is.
You can't blow that.
I mean, he was. With the Infinity Saga stuff ending, he's not as important.
Well, see, and that's the other thing. At the end of the day, you're bringing in Galactus, you're bringing in Silver Surfer, you're bringing in Adam Warlock post Infinity Saga when their run in that was very important.
Comic book wise, that it took so long to bring him in, but
Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock. I think
for no reason, dude.
No reason. I just thought it would have been so much better if he was the one that stopped Thanos, and you could have stopped the whole going back in time, and you could have
Tony.
Yeah, you could have done a lot. You could have gave him a better fleshed out ending instead of that, but still pretty cool. All right. So we did talk about the draft. The NFL draft happened last Thursday? It popped off last Thursday.
Yeah.
And we both of us, or all three of us, are definitely football fans. I am a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, the best team in football. Matt is a Eagles fan, the second best team in football. And then Brian is a plethora of he loves like 7 teams. He's always loved 7 teams since I've known the
23 teams.
Yeah, the only team he doesn't like is the Raiders.
23 of the 32.
Yeah, literally, he's like a Giants. Stop me if I'm wrong. Giants loves the Giants, loves the Jets, and I know it's weird. Loves the Browns. I don't know why. Brownies. He just has. I definitely can understand it because I like the Giants when Odell was playing with them because it was Odell. You like to watch him play. The Jets, I do not understand that. Will not understand that. Can't understand that. Yeah, but this dude didn't. Joe Namath isn't playing when Brian was alive. You know what I mean?
Darrelle Revis.
Still,
Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez. I mean, like Steven knows. I sat in Steven's living room.
Exactly.
Hold on. Don't say
2 playoff teams.
Don't. When I say Joe Namath, Joe Namath and Darrelle Revis, you don't say Mark Sanchez.
Oh no.
He's talking about the time frame, but
the time frame where I was alive and it was a time to be alive was definitely within those 2 seasons that Rex Ryan really had a defense.
Yeah, he did some stuff with them, but
yeah, I mean he had
that butt fumble. That butt fumble
ended it. Listen, I have not watched a Jets football game, okay, in years because of the situation, the GM overturned, just everything that goes on with that organization. It was hard to watch.
It's because you don't watch it because you can't find them on TV.
Yeah,
there's no primetime games.
Yeah, because there's nobody even in the crowd. There's not even a football team. They haven't played since '94. You know what I mean? They're just there. But anyways, so the draft, winners, losers. There was a lot of winners. I feel like majority of the teams I think drafted very well.
There's one winner in the draft, and we know who it was. Let's stop playing around.
Yeah, the Indianapolis Colts. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're as of let's check this out. Draft analyst Chad. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name. He was very generous with his gradings. I'm gonna scroll through some. You tell me if it's BS or if you think it's true. Arizona Cardinals, A-. You think the Arizona Cardinals drafted A-?
Yeah,
definitely see that. They picked up a lot of positions that they definitely needed. Let's see. B+ for the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think B+ for Atlanta Falcons?
I think they probably would have had an A-. They did draft key things. to grow as a team. Obviously, it's a rebuilding stage for them. They don't even know who their
Definitely.
quarterback is at this point.
Yeah. So they drafted a wide receiver, edge, linebacker, quarterback, edge, a running back, a tight end.
The running back.
Yeah, the running back. Yeah, they got a really good running back.
I think Bijan saves them from getting like a C or C minus.
Yeah. So it looks like they went a B plus in the first. Their second day was an A, and then the last day was a C. Baltimore Ravens, they got an A. I could see them doing that. They had a lot of picks. They had an A plus first day, an A on the second day, A on the third day.
That was all for Odell. That's Odell and Jackson. That was to secure a deal for Jackson to stay there for a lucrative amount of time.
100%. Buffalo,
I think they got weapons now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be something as long as everybody can stay healthy. Buffalo A. They said they got I don't think they got an A, but I would say maybe a B plus or A minus. But they had all 3 days were an A. The Carolina Panthers A minus. Bears A minus. Yeah, Bengals A minus. The Cleveland Browns, they had a terrible, they say, first day. Everybody said they had a C. That is crazy, dude. Dallas with the B. The one that got me, because I thought they had so many good picks, was in the Colts, with Denver with an A, Detroit with the B plus, Green Bay with an A. This is one that got me. Another one. The Houston Texans got a B in this draft. In the first day they had a B, second day they had a B minus, and the third day they had a B. They had the third overall pick,
and the fourth, right?
And they had a fourth, yes. 15th, says here.
So the back-to-back was Indianapolis?
Yeah, the back-to-back was Indianapolis. Okay. I thought it was back-to-back was the Indianapolis Colts.
I think Houston was back-to-back because then they take CJ Stroud and...
Yeah, it is showing it. Let me see if this needs to be updated.
Yeah, because I think they took Stroud and then they took a Georgia player, didn't they?
Yeah, there's an updated version of it. So who do you think slipped up in this draft? Who do you think really the bed in this draft? The
Jets.
You think the Jets went through? Why is that?
Jets. You traded a 13 for a 15, and you gave compensation to Green Bay for Rodgers, right? Rodgers is obviously giving you I'm going to be here for the extended amount of time. We'll go from there. But I think where they dropped the ball, Jackson Smith and Jigma was there at 15. You add another.
That's way too early. That's too early.
You think it was too early?
That's too early.
I mean, I don't think it's too early.
It's only too early because next year's draft is going to have a plethora of receivers.
Oh, I'm an Ohio State fan, and I'm going to tell you right now, somebody's slipping next year for Marvin Harrison Jr. Somebody is going to slip. I don't know who it's going to be.
There's going to be a ton of talent there and at running back next year.
Absolutely.
So I think this year, I think the biggest thing that got messed up this draft was the Lions taking Jameer at 15.
Yeah.
That is a reach and a half for Jahmyr Gibbs. Now he's good player, very good player. He's no Bijan, and Bijan almost dropped to 10. So to get Jahmyr 5 picks later is insanity to me, especially when you have DeAndre Swift on your team and Jamal Williams. So the Lions, obviously they see some of this guy that they're going to want. He's going to be a bell cow kind of a guy, I think. That you don't go for 15 when you should be a 25th overall pick. But I digress. That's opinionated. But once that happened, I think the draft was going to go out of control. And it kind of did.
I mean, it spiraled. Yeah. I mean, Arizona definitely, with their pick, they wanted to protect Kyler. And that was what they needed to do. I thought DeAndre Hopkins was going to be traded during the draft. I'm not going to lie. Just because of what we saw last year on the wide receivers that were moved. I actually was waiting for, hey, he's been traded to the Patriots. He's been traded to another team. I think the dirtiest trick in the draft was the Patriots trading the pick to the Steelers to stick it to the Jets, because Jets were going offensive line in and out, right? They were like, offensive line, we're not going to touch edge. We're not going to touch a wide receiver. We want offensive line. And the Patriots were like, hey, Steelers, you want this pick because we know what they're going for. So Bill Belichick is still being Bill Belichick.
But how
And
weird
they
is it
also
that with that being said, the Jets let Mekhi Becton walk today?
yeah, didn't
That's
even
so
want to give him
weird.
money,
So weird.
and then go give Randall Cobb a year deal. Like,
Yes.
So
weird, dude.
The Jets
Like,
are so all over
They're a
the
mess.
place. They are a
they're
mess.
a mess. Those picks, listen, the drama that went in with that whole entire thing, whether you went in the dark, you couldn't pee in a bucket, you didn't know what you were eating, dude, you were 10% retired, you were not, or 90% retired, 10% play. That situation could have been handled different, and I think Green Bay handled it with a lot of like dissatisfaction. They were like, you didn't give us the benefit of the doubt to have a sit-down conversation. And I truly think if that would have happened, the compensation would have been different. I don't think they would have, swapped picks, in the first round. I think a lot of things would have happened. But yes, letting one of your best offensive linemen walk when you have Aaron Rodgers, who's reaching his 40s at this point.
Yes.
I mean, look at,
Yes.
not to throw shade, but not shade, but Tom lost his line and look what happened. Okay. And Tom was bound to do very good things when he came back.
We got a ring. I'm good with that.
No, yeah. You got a ring. But I'm saying the next year where he was like, I'm retired, but I'm coming back. His whole offensive lineman they were smacked. And that's the unfortunate part when you're playing to your going into your 40s. Right.
So this is a little game we're going to play real quick. You guys got you guys got the draft picked up in your results. If you don't have it, I'll give you some time. We're going to do this.
Draft tracker?
Yeah, the draft tracker. I can put it in the chat if you want to see it, Brian, or I can throw it up on the screen if you want to see your team. Okay, let me see real quick. I'll do both you guys for you. That way you guys can see. Is it this one? Nope, it is this one. Okay, we'll go with Matt first, throwing it up there. Here, this is going to be the Jets. Let's go up to the Eagles.
Is this the full draft?
Yeah, this is the updated to date, the full draft. Let me pop this up. Where are the Eagles? Are they down? Yeah, they're down. So, what I want you, Matt, to do, because they gave the Eagles a A-. Do you think that's a legit answer? You think they should have got an A-, or do you think they won the draft?
So,
I want you
the reason why we won the draft.
I want you to convince me that it should have been an A. On an A. Can you see that?
Should have been an A?
Should have been an A. Why do you think it should have been an A instead of an A-?
I'm gonna go piece by piece then, if that's the case.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's run it.
Okay. So the Eagles lost 7 starters from the Super Bowl team last year, mostly on defense. Okay. CJ Gardner-Johnson, we don't replace him. Okay, he's irreplaceable unless we find a gem. Sidney Jones is going to be okay, but I think I do. Buddha's coming our way at some point. Okay, so I'm gonna caveat that with that specific position. With that being said, lose Javon Hargrave. Okay, we have Jordan Davis behind him ready to start. Javon had 7 sacks last season. He's a very good player, very important player to us. Lost him for some money. We have Jordan Davis already, replacing the best defensive player in the draft now with Jalen Carter. By far. Jalen Carter is the best defensive player in this draft by far. He's going to be either a day 1 starter or a day 1 rotation guy that's going to make our defensive line that led the league in sacks last year even better. Okay. Then we go to Nolan Smith, which was a steal at 30. Okay. He should not have been there at 30. Georgia Bulldog. We now have 4 of the 7 Georgia Bulldog national championship defense that won. 4 of them. The 4 most important guys, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, and Jordan Davis on our defensive line and our linebackers. Okay. We already have Hassan Reddick. We already have Fletcher Cox. We already have Timmy Jurgen. We have players that are going to do the job ready, and we have even more now. We love our defensive line, Philly. Our thing is rush the quarterback. Rush the quarterback makes the job easier for the cornerbacks. Every cornerback Every single one. When we got Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith said, wow, it's going to be such an easy job for Slay this year and Bradbury, who are already Pro Bowl cornerbacks. Okay, that's the first thing. Then gets offensive guard and Tyler Steen. This one was a bit of a surprise for me, but not really, because Howie likes his offensive guards and linemen. That's why we have one of the best ones every single year, is because we usually have someone backed up ready to cover him. We have Cam Jurgens ready to take over for Jason Kelce whenever he's gone. Okay, Kelsey's going to retire anytime now. Cam Jurgens is there from 2 years ago. He's an incredible center, incredible player. He's going to play at some point. Tyler Steen, why is he drafted? Lane Johnson's been injury prone and getting older as well. He's our best left tackle. Without him, there's a big difference when he's not on the field, and we can't replace him because we haven't had a guy young enough to learn under him. We now have that guy. So when our 2 offensive anchors leave, we have 2 more coming in for Jalen. Sidney Brown, defensive back. Don't know where he's going to play. Safety or corner, probably safety. This is more of a flyer. If he does well, he does well. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Keely Ringo, super raw. The only reason why he didn't go drafted higher is because he's 21 years old. This kid is 21 years old, playing in the NFL now. 21. So raw ability, raw talent, it's all there. He's going to learn behind Darius Slay and James Bradbury. He's going to be fine in 2 years.
2 legends.
Tanner McKee, Stanford quarterback. Quarterback rooms, they entice competition. Howie loves it. Carson Wentz couldn't handle it. Jalen Hurts can. That's my end goal with that. Moro Ojomo, know nothing about him, to be honest with you. Texas players usually play pretty well, though, so I'm cool with it. Now, that is all the A- stuff. What takes us to the A is that we traded a 4th-round pick for a top 10 running back in the league. Okay, we got DeAndre Swift, and here's the real reason why I give it even an A+.
You're going for an A+. Okay.
The amount of money. So the draft capital we gave is a 4th-round pick. The 7th-round pick we gave up was just a switch. It went down 10 places in the 7th round. Doesn't matter to us. The 4th-round pick does. 2 things. That 4th-round pick was free. Okay, we had a lot of compensatory picks from last season. Okay, cost us nothing in the long run. 2, it was the Cardinals because they had to give us a pick for our tampering. So we got DeAndre Swift for free. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is we now have Rashad Penny, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott, the New York Giants killer. Okay, 4 running backs, 4 of them for $5.5 million. Do you know how much Miles Sanders went for in Carolina? 6.5. We got rid of 1 guy, brought in 3, and upgraded the position for less money than that 1 guy did.
That is
all
crazy.
Of that, both an A+, not just an A-. The A- was for the draft. The A was for Swift. The A+ was for having $13.5 million left in cap after this to go get Buda Baker in 2 weeks. I bow out.
Dang. And you know what? I give you a round of applause for that. That was very well put together. I believe it. I would definitely, if I was a teacher and I was grading this assignment, I would definitely give you an A+ for that. That was well put together.
I'll for this one, man.
All right, Brian. Yours doesn't have to be as sweet. I know Matt's been practicing that because we talk a lot of BS in this house, and I know he wrote that down. Don't get it confused. I know he practiced in the shower a couple times. Do you want to do your New York Jets or you want to do your Giants?
Let's do the Jets because
all right,
that's obviously something that I have my eye on more.
So, Matt, are you believing it should be a B, or do you think it should be a B+ or a B-? What do you think it should have been? Or do you think a B is a good?
Bring it back. They had to give up picks for Rodgers, so I think it's the best they could.
All right, Brian. Try to convince us of.
That to me.
You said, I'm sorry, say that again.
A B does seem right to me, though.
All right, Brian. Try to convince us to get that grade up a little bit. Try to get us a B+. What would you say? Why you guys should have got a B+?
All right. So let's see. So the Iowa State edge, Will McDonald, at 15, that is a great pick. Also, that dude brings super leverage on the outside. Top 10 defense already. You're adding speed. You're adding somebody who literally wants to kill you on the football field. I mean, if you watch any of his highlights from Iowa State, that kid is a dog, and he literally is going to start day one.
For sure.
Baby Nick Bosa.
Yeah. And his height, he's got height to him. Like, that's why they also said that in contrary to what Matt said about getting someone at pick 30, that kind of was where I was thinking the Jets were going to go, where they were going to get him. But they got this guy who I think that they went and scouted him. They went and made sure that if he fell to that position in the draft, they were going to take him. Obviously, we're looking at 2 offensive linemen here. Wisconsin, they always have great offensive linemen. Now, I don't know if this, as a center, if he's going to be someone who's going to be on a practice squad or he's going to be, ready to go. But again, Wisconsin always delivers offensive linemen. Pittsburgh, an offensive tackle. I believe I saw footage on Carter Warren. That dude's a stud, and he's got a lot of weight and muscle to him. That's also someone that you could think that maybe a Rodgers had a little bit of input on. These picks need to be something that I can see myself behind in the future. Get me guys that are ready. They're young, but they're going to stay humble and they're going to want to play. Another running back to add to the fold here. I don't know how I feel about this because our running backs are over there throwing shade to any and everybody who is even a rumor of coming in the running back room. Okay. Look at Zeke Elliott. He said, I want to go to the Jets. That whole entire running back room was on Twitter blasting. So adding another person to a weird dynamic there right now, especially people need to get healthy in that area. Another linebacker, good for depth. And then Jarek Bernard, that dude's a stud. LSU always has great corners. I believe that dude's going to fit the mold of what we need. And then Old Dominion, obviously, that's a lower level school, but they always kind of produce tight ends, offensive linemen. They kind of have a little bit of a mix of things. We just picked up a tight end last year. And I believe Mercedes Lewis is being talked about at this point because Rodgers wants his. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, it's an old reliable.
He loves his old guys, man. He loves them.
I honestly would say this is I would say if we're going with the A aspect, you got Aaron Rodgers. You got the quarterback. You got your guy. You don't have to go and tumble down and lose 17 games straight to go and get your guy. You got your guy for 2 years. But it's Super Bowl or bust now. If you don't win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years for what you just got back on this, it's not an A anymore. It's a D because you didn't do what you needed to do to make him comfortable. And then he's going to go, okay, well, I didn't have the offensive lineman. These are the things that I needed. He wanted weapons. That's why he's bringing his people in. Yeah. Garrett Wilson is going to be something special this year.
He's going to eat.
He is special, but he's going to be bigger.
You think he's going to go first round, second round in drafts? What round you picking him up in fantasy football?
If you want my honest opinion, not my first. No, not my first pick. If Garrett Wilson is on the board between 2 and 5, I'm picking him up because that's going to be Rodgers' main target.
I can see him being third round, easily third round.
I think, yeah. And this is the only thing that I have a problem with. And usually when Rodgers does this to people, it gives them a big head. Don't say that they are the all-pro, prolific wide receiver that you spent years with. Don't do that. Make a new bond. He's not Devontae Adams. Yeah. Can he be Devontae Adams? Yes. But don't give him that. He's a young kid who doesn't need a big head right now.
True. I can definitely see that. It is true. I can easily see, like you said, depending on the first 5 games, if the first 5 games the Jets come out and they look like contenders, they're putting up numbers, I can easily move this to an A- or a strong B+. But I guess it really just determines on that first couple games, if they making all these moves really mattered. I hope it does because it makes football interesting. But with the Jets, knowing the Jets and seeing who the Jets are in the facility and the staff and the coaches, no one really knows. But yeah, I thought it was a great draft. My Buccaneers,
trash.
we got A's, baby. We got A's. I'm not mad at it. We went for the people we needed to go through. I'm not really even going to defend it. I like it a lot. There's two picks that I'm like, why would you do that? I didn't think we shouldn't have picked a tight end that late in the draft. Tight ends are not going to be anything crazy if you're not picking them up kind of higher. I think we should have kept going with defense. And we kind of did. We went back to DB and then wide receiver. Once again, I feel like if you're not picking up a wide receiver up in the top, there's really no need. And then that edge, we should have gotten somebody up a little closer to that tight end position. Buccaneers usually play a defense heavy kind of scheme. I feel like they should have went that route this whole time, and it looks like they kind of did. Baker Mayfield I'm not putting my eggs in Baker Mayfield or in his basket. I'm really going for
you guys have a long way to go.
Long way to go. That's why I want that defense to be getting Baker the ball as much as he can, because I have a feeling we're gonna have a Jameis Winston 2.0 where we're gonna be throwing a lot of interceptions, and that defense is gonna have to get that ball back. So
I want to say something about these picks though, real quick at 181 and 191.
Yeah.
Studs.
Do you think these guys are gonna be studs? I think
Yes.
The Kansas City guy, Josh, I think he's a stud, but I think there was better players around that tight end position we could have picked, and going for a tight end that 171, we could have got some better players.
The most lucrative tight end is technically a question mark at this point, and that's Dalton Kincaid. I mean, that was who everybody wanted if he wanted a tight end, and he's got doctors in different cities trying to clear him, and there's no telling whether or not he's going to be cleared. But I mean, that was the steal tight end of the draft, in my opinion.
For sure. All right. Well, then that wraps up our draft. So I thought it was an interesting 3 days. There was a lot of I can't believe the Patriots got Christian. What's his name, Matt?
Oh my gosh, Christian Gonzalez.
I cannot believe
my heart. Do you know what Bill Belichick's gonna do with Christian Gonzalez? And do you know it's like he ran away from it. He traded back like twice. He didn't want the kid. He fell into his lap.
Oh man, I was so mad because I thought we were gonna get him. We were like 3 picks away from him, and I was like, "Yes, this is it, dude." And
do you know what he's gonna do with Christian Gonzalez on his team now?
It was nasty, man. Nasty.
I mean, and then what was the other kind of storyline? Obviously, with the Colts picking Anthony Richardson, I feel like that's something that they could really. He's going to do something special there. Now, I mean, obviously, you got some big shoes to fill, but I think the one that, I mean, everybody's trying to.
Shane Steichen, offensive coordinator, went to the Colts and said, "Let me just do exactly what I did in Philadelphia, and let's win games." And Anthony, although he's not like a Bryce Young or Sheeta Stroud, he has the same talent pool that Jalen has, and they're banking on him taking that next step as a thrower. Now, most quarterbacks that have that skill set that Jalen has, they don't take that step. But if Steichen can get that person to do what Jalen did in the offseason, Steichen can just run the same offense he just ran in the Super Bowl. I mean, it worked. We put up 35 points in the Super Bowl. So, I mean.
Yeah, any other day, you guys win that Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It just didn't come for you that the Cardinals grass, the yard people kind of screwed you guys over. But let me digress on that one. You know what I'm saying?
Will Levis was another situation that I was like, whoa.
Wow. Yeah. Dude. That was a crazy one. Yo, but did he not win the draft every day? He had a different chick on his shoulder?
Dude, he had chicks 1, 2, 3 when they were bringing the camera to him. It was a new one each time. But they were like, "Hey man, he's got chicks, but guess what? He's got a tent in the green room. What team's picking him?" And I mean, again, that was another person where people were like, "Is he going to be something?" And I guess it answered the question that nobody really cared about him, because I think people were trying to get Anthony Richardson and someone within the quarterback needy teams. I think last minute we're trying to find a way to trade for Stroud or Young. And I think both of those kids are going to do phenomenal going forward, but it's going to take some time. You're just not going to go out and deliver a championship.
I don't know, man. This guy has that. He could have that dog in him where he gets, man, I get picked till day 2 and get crazy. You know what I mean?
No. The rumor is he fell because he has a messed up thumb that he hasn't addressed yet.
Oh,
Pro day. Wasn't it his pro day? The pro day,
Yes.
he was acting really weird when he was throwing the ball. And I believe
Yes.
it was the Colts brass that was the one that kind of pushed the initiative to say, hey, something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
he was like, oh, no, I can throw.
There's a rumor that he needs like surgery on his thumb, which is
whoa.
already a bad start to his quarterback career.
Yeah.
So
And then Stetson Bennett to the Rams. That was a weird one, too.
Yeah. All right, so that wraps up all of our news for today. There was a lot of nothing this week when it came to news. Everything was kind of minor, nothing really crazy. One thing I did notice is there's a couple of channels. When me and Matt, let me push this back a little bit. When me and Matt went to Disney World, we were in the longest Disney ride line of all time. Took hours, and we had enough time to play Pokemon Go and literally evolve Pokemon and catch everything in this line.
all the time.
Great ride. It was a great ride, right, Matt?
Yeah.
It was a great
The worst
ride.
one.
The worst one. We had fun though, man. It was cool experience. If I could do it again, I wouldn't. But if I was there and it was nighttime, I'd definitely hang out in that part of the park. But anyways, the month of April, Pokemon Go announced that they had the lowest month they've had in 5 years, and they pulled $34.7 million.
Whoa.
That is a lot of money, but it's saying that that's their all-time low in 5 years. As a person who played Pokemon Go for almost 2.5 years, 3 years during COVID, I loved Pokemon Go. Me and my son would go to the mall all the time and play. I don't know if you've played recently, Matt. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you have. But the prices of everything, the fact that they got rid of free remote raids, the prices of everything went through the roof. They just raised the prices again. I think that a lot of people. I Googled it and why it was so low. I guess there was a big protest and like a what's it called? A strike to say on the game because of the fact that they got rid of free remote raids. So people who are in rural areas could play with people in New York or LA. They got rid of those. Now the price went up. I think it was like $4 or $5. If you want to buy a remote raid, you wouldn't get them anymore from your free weeklies. It looked like a really money grabbing thing. And it looks like the fans really came out and showed that, told Pokemon like, hey, like we're not standing for this. Pokemon now is dropping a little device that looks like a Pokemon ball that will like flashes when certain Pokemon are around you, and it's going to cost. It's going to, it could cost $55. It drops pretty soon. It looks really cool. But there's other competitors out there that you can buy them at Target for $30, $25 sometimes when they're on sale. And with a lot of games coming out in the recent that have failed, that new Redfall, the Star Wars was having a little bit of an issue, but Star Wars really addressed that as soon as they could. I definitely see the gaming community kind of stepping up and coming together, even when it comes to mobile gaming to bigger titles, coming together and kind of going, hey man, we're not just giving you money anymore. Do you think this is going to correlate with other consoles and other games going forward? Or you think it's just kind of just a one-off thing because the people who watch and play Pokemon are kind of niched together? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. There's two things. One, the validity of the report coming out in the first place of revenue. It's an estimate. It's not exact, and they don't know for certain the number. It's a third-party estimate. Niantic has come out and said they don't agree with it, and that's completely incorrect. So I don't know who to believe. You believe the person that has the numbers, or the person that guesses the numbers. They've also come out and said that their revenue's up over year, which is, I don't know about that, but it's up year over year. You know, they at some point there's going to be earnings that come out that they're going to have to report on, which we'll see then. But Niantic has dismissed this all pretty much and said that everything we're doing has led to more things. There's been more raids than ever. Our revenue's up. Like, usually we don't speak out when this happens, but this one was so far off the mark that we have to correct it. So I don't know who to believe. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't either.
I know I don't play Pokemon Go right now like I used to. I also know that I didn't pay for anything when I did play in the first place. So I'm not the consumer that's going to be complaining or utilizing it in the first place. If I'm playing Pokemon Go, I'm doing it for the free stuff, which is to go catch Pokemon in my world and get the rewards from leveling up. That's it. I'm not going to pay for stuff either way. But if there is an actual down spiral effect from like those things happening, then that to me just seems like business as usual in gaming, in my opinion. Just if the consumer doesn't like it, they don't pay for it. That's just kind of how it goes, regardless. I don't think there's going to be some big companies often don't change their mind when it comes to revenue sources, even when complaints happen from the masses, because the masses just get filled up by the people that will do it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if there's a $10 increase in something and 2 out of 10 people do it, then that's already a $10 increase that they're making over. You know what I mean? Like if 8 people cancel and 2 do it, they still make more money off the 2 than they do off the 10. So that's usually why the companies don't care, because they have a price point so perfect that it'll outweigh its negative cons usually. So I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's going to affect anything going forward. I just think it's just kind of business as usual when it comes to just gaming and businesses in general.
Yeah, I think about a month and a half ago, I uninstalled the game. I'm part of a couple Arizona Pokemon Go clubs where people raid together and stuff, and it was just getting crazy. Where people were just like going hard in the paint on Pokemon Go about like let's strike, and then it wasn't even fun anymore. You know what I mean? Like the news feed of seeing like, hey, where we should go do and try to catch up. It got so crazy and so negative that I was like, I don't even want to be a part of this. So I started unfollowing those people and leaving the groups. And then when I did see a little bit of the price increase go up, I was like, I can't afford it. I can't afford it, but I don't want to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, I do like buying a couple a month, and then my buddy cheats. So he goes around the world and I will jump in with him. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to pay for that anymore. And it was just getting a little bit where I always measure stuff with a cup of coffee. When I go to Starbucks, I spend $6. I don't even look at my Starbucks bill because it's embarrassing. But I always go, would I rather buy a game or rather buy a cup of coffee? I'd rather buy a game. I'm not going to buy a coffee this week. That way it kind of offsets what I'm spending my money on. I started noticing the price on Pokemon Go was just getting up there. And I was like, I'm not having fun with this anymore. The fact that I have to like sit there and scratch my head and be like, do I want to spend $7 to catch this Pokemon thing? I was like, you know what? I'm going to step away. I'm good. I'm going to wait a couple of months, see what's going. And then I see this and I'm like, man, dude, are they going for the cash grab or what's going on here? You know what I mean? And then I heard a couple pros quit because they said it's just getting too crazy, but I want to know if it's true or not, because that's a big hit for Niantic and Pokemon, because
big time.
I truly think that's an issue within mobile gaming right now. Like obviously with the Pokemon increasing their stuff, like obviously Marvel Snap. I don't know if you guys play that.
Love that game.
I love that game.
And same here. And the thing is, like with Marvel Snap, like the more you go up in your tiers and stuff like that, you're getting free cards and whatever. But once you go to that store, you're looking at a $99 package for like one variant card, a bunch of coins, a bunch of tokens, and it's like you got to wait 6 hours to even try to find a card that you want, let alone you're buying variants and stuff. So I think the increase in stuff, or the more loot, boxes or loot things that you're going to buy because everybody else isn't going to have it, because you had the money at the time. I think that's the craving. Like everybody just wants to buy that. But like I would stick to just getting my free cards when I rank up.
Yeah. So Matt, I called Brian to tell him, hey man, you play this game Marvel Snap? And Brian knows what I'm talking about. And I know you haven't played in a while, Matt. Or I don't know if you started playing again. But I told him, I was like, yeah, man, I'm kind of embarrassed because I'm at level like 285, right, at the time. And now I'm up at 360, Brian, putting up big boy numbers now. This fool goes, I go, Brian, you playing? And he goes, oh, yeah, I play a little bit. And I go, what level are you at? Brian, what level at Snap are you?
Let me see. Let me pull this up real quick. This is fearful.
Thanks. Thanks, Andrew. I like how you can chat while you're at your kids' performance,
Recital.
buddy. Dang. Replace. No, this guy, Brian or Matt, goes, "Oh, I'm level 1,000 in something."
No. So I'm 941 right now.
Oh, 941.
941.
Gosh, dang, dude. I've been playing, just trying to put in work, and I'm barely at 3 something.
Dude, the weird thing is,
That's a fun game.
I got the beta code for it, and I just started grinding. I didn't think anything was going to transfer over, and then all of a sudden things started transferring over, and I'm like, okay, why did I get like a different variant of Thanos? Like it was crazy. So
yeah,
I mean, I just grinded, man. I haven't bought a season pass. I haven't done any of that. I'm just like, I'll stick to getting my free cards, and now that they put the token shop in there, or where you could pick a free card every week.
Oh, I didn't know that. I gotta try that.
Yeah, so that was their thank you for, everybody putting in their $99 for a ridiculous package or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, I played it on Twitch, and it got a lot of people came out and supported while I was playing. Because you could play it on your PC. I don't know if you know that, Matt. You can play it through like Steam, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty fun on the PC, listening to some music, playing on Twitch. But all right, that wraps up our news and our little, what we think is going on. I'm going to kick it over to Matt and let him introduce the game, and then me and Brian are going to go head to head on this game, and we're going to see what's up. While we have our other co-hosts.
So simple game, last minute game. Didn't realize I was a game person until like an hour ago. So we're just going to do Jeopardy. You gentlemen need to pick between movies, actors, or NFL.
Ooh, Brian's gonna beat me in NFL. He knows. He has no
movies, actors. Movies, actors is the same board, by the way. So
movies, actors,
actors.
Yeah, let's do movies, actors.
Yeah, let's do movies, actors.
Cool. Let me share my screen real quick. Share screen.
Man, this would be so much fun if Andrew.
All right, gentlemen, we see the board.
Oh, we going straight into it. Let's go, Matt.
We're going to go to Steven first.
What's animated mean? What's animated?
Animated films.
Okay. I was like, anime? I'm gonna kill it. All right.
Yeah, I would have been dead.
Let's go classic for 100.
Classic for you're starting to really light. Okay, classic for 100.
In Home Alone
2, okay. Kevin ends up in this state.
I'm gonna say. Do I have to say like in a question?
No, you don't have to say that.
Okay, cool. But I'm going to try because I'm going to say, what is New York City?
New York is correct. We will give Steven the hundo.
Hey, Andrew, don't be cheating.
All right, Brian, you're up.
All right, let's do actors for 300.
Actors 300. This actor is going to be replaced Ben Affleck as Batman.
Oh man, are we talking about most recently?
This probably is about a year and a half ago. Maybe 2 years ago.
I think it's Batman. Oh man, yeah, I'm not gonna get that one because wasn't there multiple people that were in talks?
Toss one out.
I don't. Damn. Casey Affleck. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw a name out there. His brother.
Casey Affleck, his brother.
Who was it?
Pattinson, my friend. Pattinson.
Oh wait. Okay. Cool. I completely forgot. Yeah, I spaced that one. That one's on me. I almost said Twilight.
All right, Steven, you are up next, my friend. You're muted.
Music 100.
Oh.
It's miscellaneous. But, miscellaneous 100. This is the first U.S. film to feature a toilet flushing. Yeah. Miscellaneous.
I have no idea. Is there a time, like, how old is this thing? Is it going to go, like, tells me the first time? Dang, I have no idea.
Yeah. Up until, I would say, 2021. Maybe 2022.
Okay, I'm going to say The Godfather.
Godfather. When did they flush into the Godfather? Psycho.
Psycho.
Oh,
Oh yeah, because he's struggling with her, right? And like in the shower curtain, isn't he that? And he like he hits the whatever. Doesn't matter now. I got it wrong.
let's do
Ryan, you're
actors
up.
for 200.
Actors 200.
Yeah.
What actor passed away in 2014? Whoa, these questions are crazy.
Whoa.
So
2014.
2014. I'm gonna admit, guys, these questions aren't mine. So don't think I went all out here.
Um,
I don't know the
2014.
answer either, like you
I was
guys.
gonna say these are some questions that Andrew would be coming up with this.
Yeah.
Life.
2014. It wasn't Robin Williams because he was back more.
Ding-dong. Dude, I'm pretty sure there's multiple actors that died.
Yeah, there was like a ton of actors that died in
Oh, but
2014.
come on. There's always like a major one. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds essentially.
Was it Liam Neeson's wife?
Was she an
Liam
actress?
Neeson's wife? Yeah, she was an actress. I don't know her name though. Liam Neeson's wife. We'll just go with that.
Liam Neeson's
I don't know her name
wife.
though.
Yeah.
Robin Williams
Robin
was the
Williams
correct
was the-
answer. He should have went with his gut.
Dang, you should. I thought it was like 2012 when he passed away. To be honest.
Oh,
All right, so far it's only been 100 points claimed. It's been Stevens. Steven,
All
you're
right, let's
next.
go. Actor, for 100, my friend. It's not going.
This actor didn't want to be known as the Black James Bond.
Oh, Alba. I can't remember his first name. Gosh, I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about. The dude from The Wire. What's his name?
The dude from The Wire.
That
A lot of
something
dudes in The
Alba.
Wire.
You know what I'm talking about?
Jessica?
Jessica Alba? No, fool.
That's-
The dude. He's in Thor. Albus. This is I don't know his name. His first name, but it's something
Albus
Alba.
Dumbledore.
I hate you. Go.
You're locking in there?
Yeah, go for
am
it.
I?
Idris Alba is correct.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Dang, it's gonna go
That's
200.
all right.
These questions are
Ryan,
killing
you're
me.
up.
Let's do more actors for 200.
No, you can't do 200.
What
You have to
actor?
do-
Oh, you can't. Oh,
Oh, more actors. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark
What
200. What actor's
Uh,
wife had an entanglement with Tupac? Come on, it's pretty easy.
Oh,
yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada Pinkett is. Oh well, Will Smith. Yeah,
Well,
you get the
yeah.
answer.
I get it.
but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Brian ties it up. Steven, you're up.
Okay. All right, let's go. Classic 200.
Classic 200. Samuel L. Jackson had this hairstyle in Pulp Fiction.
Better
He
get this
had.
right.
I want to say it was an afro. Was it an afro? A Jerry curl. Jerry curl. I'm going with Jerry curl.
J. Curl is correct, I believe.
It should
The
be.
J. Curls. That's correct.
Yo, it's crazy. I just watched that movie
All right.
maybe a week ago. So, whew.
Brian, you were up, my friend.
Let's do classic 300.
Damn, Brian.
Classic.
Easiest ones.
300. What is the first rule of Fight Club? Hey, there we go.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
That should be
Don't
100.
Talk about Fight Club.
Fight Club. That's
Takes the
cool.
lead. All right, gentlemen.
classic-
We got. I'm gonna say we only have 4 more left.
4 more left. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go animated 200.
MA 200. What is the longest stop motion animation ever created?
Stop animation ever. I'm going to say it was The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I'm going with.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe it's Coraline, my friend. That was
Coraline.
Coraline. Yep.
Punk-ass
All right, Brian,
Coraline.
you're up.
Let's do more actors for 300.
You suck, Brian. Don't get shit.
Charlie Murphy is this brother's actor. Wow,
Really?
Brian,
This is
some
bullshit.
gems here.
This is some bullshit, man.
Eddie Murphy.
Well, let him
Eddie
prove that-
Murphy is
Hey,
correct.
This is so stupid. It's dumb.
Johnny
All right,
Murphy.
Steven, you have to go. Remember, Steven, there's only 2 more left. One for you, one for him. So
All right, I'm gonna go.
you either go for the tie or go for the lead.
Let's go. Classic 500.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
What is
rigged,
the
man.
name of Phil Murray's character in Groundhog's Day?
Are you serious? Brian
And
gets.
you know what?
Brian-
You know what? Hold on. I'll give you first or last name in this one.
Okay.
not the full name.
I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna mute so you guys can't hear me typing. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen Groundhog's Day since like '94 when that movie came out.
All right.
We came out
Well,
like
Phil Connors is correct. Remember Phil? Phil?
no, you
All
don't
right.
know Phil. Don't act like you know Phil.
Brian, I'm going to have you do a 400 or above, any category you want.
All right, let's do more actors 500.
What actor is known for his famous quote, "Just do it"?
Michael Jordan.
No,
Okay, so I will say,
wait.
this. I will say I know the answer to this question.
what?
Ooh.
Therefore, I will let Steven steal if it's incorrect. So do you want to lock in Michael Jordan?
Oh man. Hold
That's
up.
why I had you do 400 or above.
Yeah.
I don't even know this answer, so you won anyways.
Phil Knight?
Phil Knight is
Phil-
incorrect. Steven, you have a chance to steal.
Can I get a genre of when this quote was said? Is there any way I can get a genre?
No, I don't, there's
Can I
no
get a
genre of
year?
when his quote was said. I don't know what year it happened. It's not. It's the quote isn't in a movie. For the record,
I'm gonna go with. I want to say it's like a crazy ass actor like Jared Leto, or I want to say, I'm gonna go with. Oh shit! I'm throwing it out there.
5, 4.
Shia
3.
LaBeouf
Shia LaBeouf is the correct answer.
with the mullet, right? When he's in that thing.
Yes.
With the mullet.
Let's do it.
Dude, I don't know why.
Let's go.
So Steven ends up taking the cake for 900. He wins. He wins.
Yeah.
That's our game, gentlemen.
Well, I thought it was Jared Leto, to be honest.
Dude, I don't know why my mind went sports. It went.
Yeah.
It just.
That's a
Sports.
fun game.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get out of full screen on this one. I hope I don't cancel it. All right, there we go. All right. That was a fun game. We are gonna say peace out. Take it easy. Follow us on Twitch. I'll see you later, Matt. I'll knock us out on the way out, and you have a good night, my man. Follow us
Peace,
on
adios,
Twitch,
y'all.
everybody. We're getting a whole bunch of follows on Instagram. We're getting it on anywhere and everywhere you can hear the podcast, but we need you guys to like that Twitch. Please give us a follow, say something in the comments. God bless, take care, be nice to somebody. And if there's somebody you don't know, tell them you love them. We out.
Yep. We out.
Later.
Later, man.